Why is learning English so tough for you? Why you're not making the progress you want? In this video, I'm going to reveal the top 5 reasons why English might be so difficult for you, and I will share solutions on how to turn things around. Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel Monvie. So let's get started. You learned it at school. Most people learn English at school as a second language, but why is it a reason that English is so difficult? Well, can you say that you really liked English lessons at school and you learned something more than alphabet and present simple? If you can, congratulations. But most people can't say the same. English at school, like any other foreign language there, is taught in a very tedious and useless way. Furthermore, even harmful, because you perceive a language not as a tool for communication, but as a tool for surviving during those English lessons. When you learn grammar, new words, and never ever open your mouth to say something in this language, they just force you to read a paragraph and to write an essay, despite that fact that you don't know basic grammar to write it. But who cares, right? So you use Google Translator or ChatGPT nowadays. Just pass the test and that's it. Did it help you with improving your English? No. Did you waste your time? Yes. Will you be happy to learn English in the future? Most unlikely. It's not even a matter of difficulty, but of desire. So, especially of this way of learning at school, so many people just hate learning English. They don't know that learning can be different and actually even fun, because every day they see these textbooks with tons of grammar. For sure, after this, no one will want to learn English. It's like when you come back to those dark school days. And now, how you can actually solve this problem? You've already graduated from school and it's very far in your past, but it continues influencing the way you see this learning. For sure, you can't change schools and higher education, but what you can do is to change your perception of learning English. If you were reading grammar books at school, don't buy them now to learn that grammar, as you know that it will not work. You will just waste your money and time. Find other methods instead. Look for online courses on YouTube for free, videos of natives on YouTube, read interesting books in English, watch series that you like, listen to music, and so on. Now you need to focus on what you like, not on what you have to do. Information overload. When you have more information than you need, it's of course better than when you don't have any information. But you need a certain balance. When you are overloaded, you're unable to start doing something because you have so many resources. You just don't know where to start. People like this, they simply continue looking for new information. They think that they don't have enough YouTube channels, websites, books, that they will never open hundreds of apps whose only function is to take up space on your phone, and so on. You're convinced that you're not prepared, but you're already over-prepared. I remember when I was learning first foreign languages, for sure I didn't have enough experience, so I had plenty of resources. I even had a list in my notes with 30 plus different methods. How am I going to learn this language? And each lesson I was starting from choosing 5 methods that I will use today, but now I get that I was just wasting my time, and moreover, it's not effective at all, as you're focused on quantity, on completing all of these tasks during a short period of time. To read a book, to review flashcards, to learn a new grammar tense, to watch several videos on YouTube, and a cherry on the cake is speaking practice, of course, even if you've never done that before. But we are sure in ourselves, so why not? That's why I recommend you to look for 3, maximum 5 resources that you will use for this language. That will be enough. You don't need hundreds of them, because it doesn't mean that if you will have that many sources, you will really learn this language. It will be more effective and you will learn it even faster. Remember, you will need to spend time on choosing each lesson. What are you supposed to do today? So, as you can see, it's better to have small amount of resources, but relevant and effective, than hundreds of them just because you evaluate your knowledge by the amount of resources you have. You don't have a concrete goal. Overall, doing anything without a clear goal in your mind is meaningless. You don't know what to wait from it, so you just do, and for sure you don't see any results. Why? Because you even don't know what results do you want to get. The same in English. You learn everything and at the same time nothing. You saw this past with 20 English words out of context. You will never use them, but you still learn them. Then someone said to you that you need to learn all 12 English tenses, and only after this you'll become fluent. So you can guess what are you doing now? You learned all those tenses. But what they don't say to you that grammar has almost nothing to do with fluency. Without practice, you go from side to side, back and forth. English just spins you as it wants. For instance, I met quite a lot of people in my life who were saying me that they learn English just because it's an international language. They didn't have any other goal. To be frank, I can't even name this as a goal. And of course, their learning is inconsistent because they learn English not for themselves, but for others. Everyone is running, so I will run as well. Why not? These people can learn English for years and never ever get even to that A2 level. I ask them, so what is your English level? And they respond, oh, it's very complicated. Of course, I know that I need to know English and I need to get this level, but it's very tough. I don't have any time for that. And I just have these questions in my mind. Why do you need it? For whom do you need to learn this English? It's like when you go abroad to France, for example, but you see that most of the people, they go to Spain. So you change your mind and go to Spain, but you need to France. What have you done? Just think how you will use this language. If you don't even know your goal, how will you know what to learn overall? So, as you already might guess, you need to set a goal for English learning. Even learning a language for serious is already a goal. Simply find yours. You learn for your job, movies, traveling, studies, it's your hobby, etc. It's your first foreign language. Okay, this reason is the most peaceful among others, I can say, and you can't influence on it that much. But for sure, any first foreign language will be difficult. If you learned it at school, I really sympathize you, because after this, you'll probably not have a desire to learn any other foreign language just because of this traumatizing experience. However, if you really need English, you understand your goal, with a correct learning approach, you can learn it. You'll face difficulties for sure. It's easy to learn Italian when you already know Spanish and French. However, when you know only your native one, it can be not that simple. And if English is far from your native language, they are not in the same language family. But it's not always the main point, because, for example, English helped me hugely with Spanish. Even though these two languages, they are from different language groups. To tell the truth, English was also my first foreign language. Did it stop me? No. Did I learn it? Yes. I learned it not on those language courses and moreover, not at school. Several years ago, I found my goal, motivation and methods for learning that I truly enjoy, and I started learning by myself without any tutors, even without spending money. And at the same time, I started learning Spanish. So nothing is impossible. You can use this reason as an excuse, or you can face this challenge and learn English. You learn only grammar. For sure, grammar is essential, but when you focus only on it, firstly, you'll become bored very fast. And secondly, you will not go that far with your English as well, because for improvement, you also need to pay attention to other areas, such as learning vocab, listening to a language, speaking practice, etc. So don't think that if you will learn all those 12 tenses, you'll become fluent in English. There are actually two types of people. First one says that you don't need that grammar at all, and I will even not comment this. And second one, that it's crucial to know all those rules. Of course, I support more second type of people because grammar is a foundation of learning any language. However, each person has to decide it for herself, whether she needs it or not, because it always depends on your learning goal. As for me, I learn grammar in each of my languages because it's the basics, especially when I start learning a new language. I spend lots of time on learning grammar, like with French now. Every 2 days I review or learn new grammar tenses. Even though I started learning French almost a year ago. But firstly, it's not the only thing that I do in learning. Secondly, I found my way of doing that with fun, without browsing those tedious grammar books. In conclusion to this point, grammar is important. However, spend your time on other areas as well. And moreover, analyze. Do you really need that grammar for your learning goal? Because if you're learning English for serious and you're not going to communicate in it, maybe you don't need that grammar. You just need to improve your comprehension skills. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you soon in my next videos. Bye!